You know what's lacking in the horror genre, my friends? More Thanksgiving horror. Yeah, we got some, but not as much as we probably should. I mean, come on, it's such a perfect setting. They always go Halloween, of course, and Christmas, but you get Thanksgiving in the middle there, and it's just ripe for the picking of the horror genre. Well, Brett Glassberg, director and co-writer with Andre Evranos, brings us Derelicts, which is set in Thanksgiving. Yes, it's set on Thanksgiving, where we get the story of this dysfunctional family trying to put together one happy holiday meal. But those plans are disrupted when a group of degenerate, crazy psycho killers crash their Thanksgiving dinner and decide to make it their Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, after all, Thanksgiving is about sharing, and why not share your family members and such? And so we see how the chaos ensues as the family not only deals with their own differences, but also with these strangers in their house ruining their holiday. Derelicts is a home invasion film. What set it for me was, one, that they put it during Thanksgiving, and two, they do a great parallel here. You've got this dysfunctional family. You've got Ed, played by Steve Uzelli, who's trying to just make a great dinner and deal with his in-laws who have an overactive libido. He has his wife, Constant, played fantastically by Kelly Delin, who is dealing with her own issues with her husband and her marriage, and she's ambitious realtor, but but at the same time she's just kind of questioning this relationship and what's going on. You have her one kid, Leslie, played by Dalton Allen, fantastic, but man, is this guy got some issues, including hygiene. We're introduced to him, he's got flies. And then there's Barbara, played by Emily Amon, who I loved her performance in this, who has her own demons she's dealing with, while also trying to get a runner scholarship because she's a runner. I mean, you got all of this family together with their quirks and massive dysfunction, and then you get the Derelicts who show up. These, well, I'm assuming that's who we could refer to them as with the title character, but this group of individuals who are psycho crazy killers. The one guy, Cap, played fantastic. Oh, I loved Les Best as Cap. He was embodying a bit of, a House of a Thousand Corpses, Bill Moseley's character, as well as bringing a little bit of Manson to it as well. I loved his performance and what he brought to this character, really, as the leader of this group. And then Sam Pleasant as Black Forest. And what was great about his character is you're not quite sure where he stood in this group, but at the same time, he has a very interesting relationship with Cap, and I liked it. It's a closeness to it that I think there's some implications, but I don't want to go fully on record to say what's going on with the relationship. But it was interesting to see the dynamic between these two. Then you get Clay Shirley here as Sal. He's got this great gimmick where he doesn't quite open his mouth. He talks through his teeth, but he's the scummy rapist killer guy who is trying to control his urges, but failing miserably at it. And Cara Malin as Bo. She's the crazy female of the group, and man, does she bring the psycho. Oh, wow. I mean, just, yeah. And then rounding the cast is this crazy guy with a mask on his face, Turk, and he is definitely a unique character. I mean, we've seen these types of situations before, but where I was going with this, folks, is that there's an interesting parallelism between these two groups. They're both dysfunctional, yet they do care for each other, yet some more than others. And it's just an interesting parallel. We see how the things play out as these group of just scary individuals torture this family. As we see the film goes along, we get their interactions, and soon they start kind of sounding like the family that they're torturing and killing and doing mean and nasty things to. And so I thought that was just an interesting parallel, and seeing what happens with the Constance character as well. Dylan, please really does a fantastic job in portraying this woman trying to protect her family, but at the same time having some other urges and ideas in her head. It's a dark, grim film, folks. There's maybe a little humor worked into it, but overall, it really is brutal too. And again, it's extreme horror. We get extensive torture scenes in here, some other grotesque things. One of the things I did enjoy as well, though, in here is the fact that when it came to the sexual exploitation type acts that you could possibly witness on screen, there's more implied. You see the beginning of it and the end, but you don't see the actual act. And I thought that was handled very well, considering it is playing up to the Grindhouse look. I mean, the credits alone are a tip-off, though it's not set in the past. It's basically set in the modern times, but yet it opens with those kind of retro credits letting you know what you're in for. So overall, Brett Glassberg, I think, gives us an extreme horror home invasion story with a bit of a twist that there's some underlying levels underneath, with an ending that's going to have you maybe scratching your head a bit, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, trying to figure out exactly what is going on, by the end of it. So, yeah, I loved Derelicts quite a bit. We need more Thanksgiving horror, and if we could get more Thanksgiving horror like this, I think that would be welcome for sure. So thank you so much for listening to me ramble. If you've seen Derelicts, please leave your comments down below. Love to hear your constructive thoughts on it. Subscribe and all that if you haven't already to our channel. I appreciate your support, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.